to the Calibrate Tools and DIY channel. Glad you guys could make it this Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a good week. A lot of things happened, I know, between last time we talked to now, but that's just life, right? Things happen. We gotta move on, right? So appreciate everybody joining in, and come on in, say hi in the chat, let us know you're here, and we'll dive right into it. So once again, guys, just want to give a shout out to the channel. Calibrate's dedicated to home improvement, tools, DIY, all that stuff. We promote trade skills heavily on this channel because we believe that there's a skills gap, okay? And what does that skills gap equate to? It equates to poverty, it equates to lack of work, it equates to a general lower quality of life when you don't have skills, okay? And it's not all about going out there and getting a piece of paper to give you the skills you need. Sometimes you just got to take a class that lasts maybe a month or something like that, or maybe 6 months to get you a certification in something that's going to give you a skill that's going to last you for the rest of your life and pay you for the rest of your life. So there is a skills gap out there, and a lot of our young people don't know about different opportunities that are out there for them to pursue. That doesn't cost a lot of money, right? Because they've been conditioned in today's society, at least, to pursue a piece of paper. And if they don't get that piece of paper, they're made to feel like they're less than. And we don't believe that here at Calibrate. We believe that trade skills are very important, just as important, and even more important in a lot of ways than getting a piece of paper that's going to put you in debt, maybe for the rest of your life, and find yourself not even working in the field that you got the piece of paper for. Once again, that's not a knock on college, knock on, getting higher education, formal higher education, but at least have a strategy about it. Know what you're gonna do. At least try to get into something that's gonna get you paid at least 6 months down the line after you get that degree, so you won't be out in the cold like a lot of people are today, right? But if you have a trade skill, guess what? You're not gonna be in the cold at all. You can get a trade skill, and the next day you'll be making money. You'll be out there doing your thing, and that's what we promote here on the channel as well. And I don't want to veer off of the topic. You guys see the title says spring is the best time for home improvement. Well, the debate's out on that, but I thought it would be a good title because it is one of the best times to do home renovations and all that stuff, as opposed to winter when it's cold and wet, right? And summer is like, it's a good time as well. So actually, summer is one of the most popular times to do home improvement, but it's very hot too. That's the downside of it. Spring, on the other hand, it's like right in between. It's not hot, it's not cold. It's really a good time to dive into home maintenance, things you got to fix around the house, or add-ons you want to do, anything like that. Spring is a really good time for that. Okay, so come on in the chat, guys. Say hi. You don't have to say anything. Just let me know that you're here. And I appreciate you guys coming in, supporting the channel and at Calibrate.com as well. We do have a shop underneath some of the videos. You'll see some products that you can get to help support the channel. They're great gift items as well. So spring, what is it about spring that makes it so great for home renovations? Okay, can somebody tell me what's so great about spring? Well, like I said, the weather is one. It's not hot, it's not cold, and there's a lot of. So if you decide to get up on that roof and take care of that roof, right, that gets damaged by the winter. Yeah, winter damages the roof just like summer does. You can get up on that roof and fix those shingles, check those gutters, check for leaks, check for any kind of damage that the roof has sustained over the more extreme parts of the weather cycle. Okay, so like for instance, in winter, a lot of frost or snow may build up on the roof and cause problems, cause leaks. Moisture may get in, and like I said, spring is the best time to get up there, look for those things, do replacements, do repairs, and all of that stuff. Clean out those gutters. If you have trees hanging over the roof, those leaves fall down during the fall, right? And guess what? Leaves are known to hold moisture. Leaves are known to hold moisture, and anything that holds moisture on your roof is not good at all, right? And they clog up your gutter, right? So when those heavy rains come, the gutter is not clear enough to channel the water out. So it's just like it's a time bomb, a ticking time bomb, if you don't maintain these things over time. Okay, if you have a roof, you have a house, If you're a landlord, same thing, right? Same thing. You got to check your properties and make sure these things are taken care of before it costs you thousands upon thousands of dollars because you didn't do the little things, right? You didn't do the little things. So you want to make sure that you check your gutters, your downspouts, all that stuff. Get up there, clean it out, check your shingles, see if there are any worn out, weathered shingles, and replace those immediately. Any cracks or holes or anything that looks suspicious on your roof, make sure you get up there and look at it and take care of it right away. That's the hallmark of a responsible homeowner, a responsible landlord, or just a responsible person, period. Because it's paying you. Look after your property. It's going to pay you. Whether you have a house, whether you have property, eventually it's going to pay you, right? So you don't want to mess that up. All right. Can somebody tell me what else we should look for as far as maintenance? Hold on a second. Let me see. Can somebody tell me anything else to look for? All right. How about windows? Windows, right? You want to make sure that you like after the winter hits you, right? You have to understand the pressure gradient between the outside and the inside. You got the heat on inside. It's cold outside. It's that's a different pressure gradient, right? And it could actually cause damage to your windows. You can actually get cracks in your windows for that. Not even talking about snow hitting your windows, hail hitting your windows. Who knows what else? Branches, leaves. Not leaves, but you're not going to break your window, but branches, all kinds of things that hit your window and crack it. You want to look for cracks in all your glass windows, and make sure that they're fixed. And your what's the other part of the window that you got to take care of? The seals around your windows, the weather stripping. You want to make sure the weather stripping is intact as well, because they can get worn out over time as well if they haven't been changed. Especially during the summer, they can get dried. They can get dry as well because of the fluctuations in the weather. All of these things that were new in the beginning when you first got your house, or your last repairs or your last renovations, over time they get worn, right? So you gotta look for those things and make sure that they're intact as well, because it can cost you time and money by not looking at this stuff. Believe it or not, winter can also be hard on your driveways. Right? Your driveways, your fences, all those things outside. Guess what? They're being battered by heat. They're being battered by cold. And after a while, they start getting worn out too. So if you start seeing a lot of cracks in the asphalt, cracks in your concrete slabs, you want to fill those cracks up right away with some concrete filler or something like that. Okay. Because they're just going to get wider and wider until you have like a driveway that looks like a puzzle. And you don't want that. You don't want that either. Okay. So these are things to look out for during the springtime, when it's the best time, okay, to go outside and take care of these things, okay? And it's also easier, like if on a personal level, right? Not necessarily me personally, but on a physical level for you personally, you don't want to be outside if you have health issues, you don't want to be outside when it's too hot in the summer, and you don't want to be outside when it's too cold, right? That's another plus for getting out there and taking care of these things during the springtime, okay? And it's better for you health-wise as well. Okay, so yeah, pay attention to those things, guys. Pay attention to the things most people don't think about. They think, oh, it's going to be there forever. It's strong. No, it's not. They take a beating too. Your driveways, once again, your concrete slabs, your foundations. Check your foundations for cracks. Check your driveway for also cracks as well, or spots where it's damaged as well. Your fences, they get worn out as well, right? Say even a metal fence, you may want to put a new coat of paint on it, right? On your metal fences, okay? If you got a chain link fence, because oxidation happens and it can rust and all that. So in certain spots, even at the foundation of the posts, you may want to you may have to replace those if they look worn out and put new posts in, okay? And if you know how to weld, you can take care of that yourself. But that's a whole nother story. Hey, yeah, guys, I am a welding instructor. And it just takes a month to learn how to weld. It's not hard at all. Okay. It's not hard at all. All right. What else, guys? What else are we looking for? We talk about updating windows. We talk about the roof, checking your roof and gutters. We talk about fences. We talk about concrete slabs, different things to look for. One of the best times to renovate your kitchen is also the springtime. Okay. because actually I should say spring and summer, because a lot of people are not in the kitchen as much during spring and summer. They're out. A lot of us are out eating out and all this stuff because the weather's good. We want to get out and eat. So it frees up the kitchen. It frees up the kitchen in terms of time, and that's great for getting your kitchen redone or renovated. If you have plans for that. Okay, so spring is a great time to schedule a kitchen renovation if you desire to do that. All right. So, can anybody tell me anything else? Anything else, guys? If you have siding on your house, this is a great time to inspect that too. Inspect the siding on your house, because, like I said, during these other seasons where the weather's more extreme, if you have siding tends to get it can get worn as well. So you want to check the siding on your house, and even look at the paint. Even look at the whole paint job, on your house or inside your home as well. You may want to, if you have a deck in the back, look at that as well. Check out the paint. You may even want to do add a deck. This spring is the best time for that as well. So any kind of major renovations is great. Okay. During the springtime. If you want to do a paint job, a new paint job, great time to do that. Because a lot of times the vegetation, it's just starting to bloom again after winter. It's not full blown, right? It's not the fall where leaves are falling all over the place and going to mess up your paint job. So if you want to do a paint job on your house, it only makes sense to avoid all the, possible interruptions, something like that, like leaves falling on the house, falling on the paint. So spring is a great time for that because, like I said, vegetation, the trees and everything are starting to bloom again. It's not full blown yet. Okay. What else, guys? All right. How about HVAC? How about your HVAC? HVAC. It's also a good time to service your AC, man. Service the AC. And you appliance repair guys, this probably one of the busiest times for you guys too, aside from the summer when everything's breaking down and everybody needs their AC fixed, their HVAC system fixed. But if you're thinking ahead of time and you're one of those responsible people, you want to make sure that you service your AC before the summer hits, before the heavy load on the AC starts to happen, right? Which is the summertime. So, during the spring, probably when it's cheaper, because everybody's going to be calling the HVAC guy or gal during the summer. It's probably cheaper to get it serviced during the spring, right? So get a tune up on your AC, check everything, and save you some money as well, right? And also make sure that you have a good working AC when the summer does hit. And once again, a lot of people they pass away during the these heat waves, and you don't want to be one of them, especially if you're older. So make sure that you get your AC service during the spring before summer hits, and you'll be good to go. What about sprinklers and all your sprinkler system, your irrigation systems? Okay, you want to look at that as well. Okay, you want to make sure that if they've been leaking before, get them fixed now. Okay, get them fixed now, because once again, when that sun hits during the summertime, it starts to dry up that grass, and your sprinkler system hasn't been maintained. You're gonna have a lot of leaks as well, right? And and on the other end of that, coming from the winter, sometimes those pipes in the irrigation system gets frozen, and it causes leaks as well, right? You don't want any broken pipes in there. So spring is a great time to get your irrigation system, sprinkler system looked at and tested, and all your timers tested and all that stuff. Go ahead and get that done. So as you can see, spring is really the best time, guys, based on what I've said so far. Spring is really the best time to get pretty much a good overhaul of your home maintenance program. Okay. So you should have a system anyway, right? Have a list of things you should do, so you won't be kind of feeling around or caught off guard on what to do, right? And at the end of the day, guys, this stuff is going to save you money, right? It's going to save you money. It's all about being responsible. Parago Life knows, hey, hello from the Southern Cali. Yeah, Parago Life knows, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you can make it. The Waffle 2, glad you can make it again as well. Gutters, yes, the Waffle 2. We mentioned gutters. Gutters are very important. I think anybody that has a home and with a lot of trees around understand the importance of gutters. Um, the shop where I'm at, um, the gutters have been clogged for a long time. We just cleaned them out, and the roof itself is piled up with leaves. And there's a major leak in that area. And inside, if you go inside when it's raining, it's coming out like a waterfall inside. All right, and we still haven't been able to pinpoint where it's coming from. But I would assume, based on what my own research, is that leaves, the built up of leaves, clogging the system and holding all that moisture, and you know, I think there's a dip in the roof as well. It's not level, so it's not even draining out properly. So guess what? Water has to go somewhere. Okay, and if water builds up uh, so much, it's going to get very heavy, and it's going to cause pressure, and it has to find somewhere to go. And unfortunately, a lot of times that's straight into your house or into your building or something like that, and you have a major leak on your hands, which spells major repairs, which spells major money. Okay, so yeah, it's just and all that could have been avoided. Not to say that you can't avoid that you're going to avoid everything. Things going to happen regardless, right? But a lot of times that just spells major dollars coming out of your pocket, and yeah, and you could have saved yourself that if you just did the regular maintenance program, right? Even when nothing. That's the thing about life. When everything's going fine, that's the time you got to do maintenance, right? That's the time you got to fix things. You got to look for things. You got to inspect. You just can't let things just, oh, everything's going well, so I'm just going to kick back. Usually that's the time when things start going wrong. So if you're on your P's and Q's, you want to make sure that when things are going right in terms of maintenance, and you can say in general in terms of your life period, right? When things are going right, make sure that you have all your everything in order, right? As if something's going to go wrong, because eventually something is going to go wrong, right? So it's your job to mitigate the worst case scenario. That's your job. Skylights showing cracking and crazing. Hey, that's interesting. You mentioned skylight, the waffle too, because at the shop where I instruct, we have two skylights, and I think a few weeks ago, one of the skylights, if not both of them, but one always gets blown off by the wind. For some reason, it wasn't secured properly. So we come in the morning, and the skylight, you can look straight, it's gone. So I had to go up on there and repair it, or at least put it back on and try to secure it with some screws and stuff like that. And because it flew off, it got cracked in one section. So I ended up putting, I did a little Mickey Mouse job on it. I put some tape over it and everything in case it rained, because we were expecting some serious rain that the next day. So yeah, I mean, it hasn't leaked since, and it hasn't blown off since. Thank goodness. But yeah, skylights, if you have skylights, you want to inspect those things too, because they can get cracked, they can get worn. They're not secured properly. They can heavy winds can just take it off. Fortunately, those skylights that were on the roof didn't fly off the building. They were still on the roof when I got up there, but they could have just as easily flew off the roof and landed and just shattered. And they were made of some really hard plastic. It wasn't totally transparent. It was like, what do you call it? Smoky type of transparency. And so, yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. The waffle too. Skylights can be a problem as well if you don't check on those. So if you got skylights on your house or your building, you want to maintain those things too. You want to make sure that they're properly secured, okay, and that they're not going anywhere. Because if they do, then it rains or something, or they fall off the roof, and they could even fall off the roof and hurt somebody. But I don't want to belabor the point about skylights. I think you guys get the point. You want to check everything in terms of your roof carefully. Okay. All right. So if you guys got screen doors or screen windows, right? You want to check your screens, right? Why would you want to check your screens? I mean, it's mosquitoes, of course, right? Or things, or bugs, or whatever flying in. You want to make sure that they're in good shape. Sometimes those things get damaged, or you don't even realize you got a hole in your screen, and then you're asleep and you're getting bitten to death by mosquitoes because you had a hole in your screen, right? So check your screens, make sure that they're well, they're in good shape, and if you have to, just go ahead and replace them. Right, replacing a screen isn't that hard at all. You just got to take it out, put one back in. Don't feel intimidated by a lot of these things. You can do it yourself. But I will warn you that if you're going to get on your roof and go clean off clean those leaves out or whatever you're going to do, clean those gutters out, be very careful. Okay. If you're not used to climbing a ladder or you're afraid, if you're too afraid, just get some, call somebody who's used to doing it, to do it for you. And, so you can, so you won't have to worry about that. But just do not neglect it. Do not neglect any of these things that I'm talking about today. Okay. Okay. Can somebody think of anything else that you want to do during the springtime when the weather's nice and all of that? Oh yeah, another thing about screens, right? If you got pets, pets can be the main culprit of a lot of this damage, some of the damage, especially the screens, right? They got claws. They have no boundaries. They're not thinking about, oh, it's a screen. They just want to jump on things and chase things and all that. So a lot of times it's your own pets that mess these things up, right? They can even mess up your floors, right? Scratch your floors up, this, that, and the other. I'm sure you pet lovers are used to that. The pet dander and hair all over the place, you got to clean up. But hey, people love their pets, and nothing you can do about that. But make sure that they don't cost you a lot of money in terms of home maintenance, right? Because they're going to cost you something. Okay. If you got surfaces, say like, I don't know, on the exterior of your home, that need pressure washing to clean them off, go ahead and do that during the springtime. Okay. A lot of them build up a lot of grime, a lot of salt, especially if you live by the ocean. Things, if you have decks, your decked or your concrete paver, even your driveway, go and wash them, clean them up, get the grime out. A good pressure washing will make a home look so appealing. Okay. Make a driveway look so appealing, right? Especially if you want to sell your home at some point. You're going to have to do that stuff anyway, right? If you're really trying to increase the curb appeal of your properties. Okay. What else, guys? How about installing fans and like ceiling fans? Once again, the summer's approaching. It's right around the corner. And maybe you always wanted to put a ceiling fan up. Well, this is a great time to do that. Right. They also save energy, right? They save energy instead of pumping that AC all the time. You're not even in the room, or you're out of the house and the AC's blowing. Maybe, just have a ceiling fan, put some ceiling fans up. They can save you a lot of money and, make you feel a little cooler, right? Rather than pumping that AC and all that. So if you got any landscaping you want to do, that's once again, spring. Isn't the springtime one of the best times to do everything? I mean, think about it, guys. Right? You don't have leaves falling all over the place like in the fall. You don't have the sun beating down on you. You don't have in the summer, and you don't have the winter, the snow to deal with if in the winter and if you're in the northern climates. I mean, northern areas. You don't have any of that, right? Springtime is really the ideal time to take care of a lot of this stuff, including, your landscaping, including your yard, your garden, and all that stuff. You like gardening, gardening is like a year-round thing. It's a year-round activity, right? But after the wintertime, if you're a true gardener, you understand that after the wintertime, it can be hard to try to revive that garden again, right? During those winter, after the winter months. So the springtime is really a great time to do that. So if you got a checklist, to for all these things I'm talking about here, including your landscaping program. Have a system for everything, so you won't just be randomly trying to fix this, fix that. Have a list of what you need to do. Okay, I got to fix the roof. I got to landscaping. I'm gonna do that week, or all this stuff. So you be organized, right? Organized in how you approach this, right? Yeah. How about your mailbox? Yeah, you might want to put a new mailbox up, right? Once again, increase anything you can do to increase the curb appeal of your home is good, right? And putting a new mailbox up, that's something that looks good, because the old mailbox may be beat up, may look as they say, raggedy, and you got this mailbox half dead in front of your house, and you may want to put a new nice looking mailbox up there, maybe even build a mailbox stand or something like that if you're a DIY type of person, or you want to test your skills in that department. Yeah, I mean, they got so many creative ways to do that, and you can get into it and have fun with that. Okay. Let's see here. Waffle 2 says smoke alarms needs to be checked and replaced after about 10 years. Yeah, absolutely, Waffle 2. You want to check your smoke alarms. You want to make sure those batteries are working, test them out. You know what I mean? Press that button, test them out, see if they work. He also says, raccoons destroy my back porch screens. Yeah, exactly, right? So if you live around a lot of animals, if you live close to the woods or something like that, they're gonna come. They're gonna be nosy. They want to check things out, man. So you got to be prepared for them. All right. Look for rotting wood trim. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Look for rotting wood trim. One of the ways to test your wood trim is to just screw into it, and if it's like soft and hollow, then hey, it can be rotted, it can be dry rotted, or it can be you don't want this, but it can be a possible sign of termites, right? And if you got a sign of once you see the termites, it's probably too late then, right? Because they've been in there for a while, having babies and just having a good time inside your walls, and you want to take care of that. You may have to fumigate your house or get a termite infestation removal or something like that. Person come there and look at that situation for you. So yes, the Waffle 2. Rotting wood trim is very important, very, very important. You don't want to neglect that, because that's one of the things that's invisible and very often overlooked. Okay, because you can't see it. It's like if you can't necessarily see rot. You can see mildew, right? You can see mildew or something like that, like in a bathroom wall or something like that, and but you can't see rot. And by the time you see the rot, it's probably too late. Right? It's probably too late, and you just got to replace that wood or whatever you got to do for that. Perigirl Life Note says flooring and carpets. Yeah, that's kind of a year-round thing as well. Perigirl Life Notes. You can do that any time of year, but why not do it during the springtime, right? Why not just get it all done, right? So going into summer and all that, you got fresh carpets. During the summertime, you're probably gonna have parties and all that stuff. People coming there if you're that type of person, if you're a social person and you entertain a lot of people. So you want your house looking good, right? One of the best ways to do that is to get your flooring, whether it's wood flooring or carpets, clean and nice and everything nice and presentable. Okay, so yeah, that's a good one. Perigirl Life Notes. Get those things looked at. If you got it, I just got carpet clean not too long ago, and but it really probably needs to be torn out, right? I mean, you can only clean a carpet so much, and then you gotta probably just get new carpet after a while. Same with wood flooring. If you got pets, you got them. They're gonna be scuffed up by you, scuffed up by people going in and out, especially if you have a big family, and you want to make sure that you may have to redo your wood flooring and get maybe laminated flooring or something like that, something more durable. Hopefully you have that now, or even tile, right? Sometimes tile gets cracked. Things fall on it, or it wasn't put in right or something like that, and you got cracked tile. You got to replace. So home maintenance is a year-round thing. If you have a home, you're going to be spending money. You're going to be spending time, and that's just the nature of the game, right? That's just the nature of owning property, owning homes, owning anything physical. You're gonna have to, do your maintenance on this stuff. Hey, Barry 82, how you doing? First time here from Atlanta. Hey, glad you could make it here. Glad you could make it from Atlanta. Yeah, I did some short stints in Atlanta. It was all right. It's been a while though. Hope everything's good on that side. Yeah, so hopefully I covered a good amount of information concerning your springtime checklist. Let's see if we can find some more things to cover. Any ideas? If you guys got any, if Barry 82, if you got any ideas, please feel free to comment in the chat and tell us what you think about the springtime being the best time for home renovations. What about your pocketbook or your money situation, financial situation? Well, They say spring is one of the best times to do all this stuff, is because a lot of people they're getting money back from their taxes, right? And so tax season is giving them some money. So why not put it to use? Put it to use on your one of the biggest investments most people make, which is your home, right? Instead of blowing it on whatever else. Yeah, I know we like to take trips. We like to, spend our money frivolously sometimes. But let's put it into our home, right? And raise the value, because the more work you do on your home, the more value that it's going to accrue, and that's what you want, right? Especially if you plan on moving and you want to sell it. Okay. So as far as working on your kitchen and stuff, I did mention your kitchen, which is another major value add when it comes to home improvement. Yeah, just if you got the skills, go for it, right? If you got the skills to do it yourself on some small stuff, go for it. But if you're gonna do a major overhaul on your kitchen, call a professional contractor or something like that, to because this stuff's gonna have to be inspected by a home inspector. Some of the major work, and you don't want to them to have to say, hey, you have to tear that down because you didn't do it right. You didn't get the permits. That's not installed correctly. Hire a vetted professional contractor, general contractor, or somebody like that. Preferably somebody you know and trust, because there are a lot of shady people out there in the game, and you don't get caught up like that either. But if you're really thinking about doing any add-ons to your home, any additions, room additions, maybe another floor to your home or something like that, make sure you call the professionals in and do that stuff, okay, for you. Okay. So yeah, springtime is the best time. Every other time is going to be busy. Drapes and blinds. Oh yeah, baseboards. Yeah, all that stuff. Perry Girl Life knows. All that, curtains, drapes, blinds. If you have the interior decorating touch, then go for it. Barry 82 says, I have a question. Okay, I saw a video you did about concrete board. Can you install in a bedroom? My ceiling is stucco, and I am not familiar with stucco at all. Yeah, do you want to install? You want to tear down the stucco, or you want to put stucco in the ceiling? Is that the question? You can put stucco on the ceiling on the concrete board. Yes, you can. You definitely can do that. Yeah, because all stucco is really a texture. It's just a texture. Yeah. Any more questions? All right. Now, like I said, one of the worst times to do any type of home renovation is the winter. I know I talked about summer and all that. It's hot, but I can stand the heat. But the wet and cold, you got cold, and then you got wet. You got a wet climate. That's in the summer you have heat, but you don't have the moisture in the wet, unless it's very humid, right? Like down in like South Florida or something like that, where I used to live. It's very, very humid when it's hot. It's humid most of the time, but that still doesn't compare to like the winter when it's like possibly raining and cold. So yeah, you want to stay away from any winter work. Okay, maybe if you got to shovel snow or something, that's about it. I'm not trying to do any major home repairs during the winter. Barry, can you paint over stucco? Yeah, you can paint over stucco, but you're gonna have to probably apply several coats of paint to really get it right. Like say if you paint, say if I paint on a cabinet, kitchen cabinet or something like that, or a wall. I don't really have to apply a lot of coats of paint. Actually, I did a video on how thick your paint should be. It was one of my last videos. Go check that out. And I did mention stucco, right? Because stucco, remember, it's a rough texture. It's an irregular texture, and so if you want to paint it properly, you got to apply several coats of paint to get all the nooks and crannies, the cracks and crevices in the stucco, right? So, but yes, you can paint over it. Yes, absolutely. And you can even spray paint it, right? You can even use a paint sprayer on it, right? Paint sprayer is probably be a little easier to get get into those crevices on the stucco. Same with like brick or masonry, right? It's kind of a rough surface, but stucco is even more, it's rougher than that, but you can paint. Reno, hey, Reno, how you doing? Good to see you, Reno. Good for stop. Always glad you stop in, Mr. Stubbs. Yeah, glad I could help with that, Barry 82. Glad I could help with that. Yeah, so guys, don't forget, support the channel. Go to calibrate.com and check out some of the products we have. And it really helps to support the channel and keep this going here. I love tools. I love, talking about DIY home improvement. I even, if you check my channel out, I'm all about trade skills. I'm all about welding. I'm, fabrication and stuff like that. It's just my creative outlet. And I try to bring it to you in these videos, Barry 82, we are renovating my whole house. Oh, great. You're going to have fun with that. You're going to learn so much, Barry 82, just by doing it yourself. I don't know if you're doing a lot of it yourself, but even watching the contractors work, you'll learn a lot. I suggest if that's going to be right under your nose and you have your own house you're renovating, take notes and learn, right? Some of the stuff is you can do yourself and, save you so much money, right? A lot of this stuff you can do yourself. Some stuff I don't suggest, like if you're going to try to mess with the electrical panel or something like that, or even some of the plumbing, which when you're getting into digging into the walls and all that stuff. But electrical and certain parts of plumbing, yeah, maybe you should kind of leave to the pros. Oh, you have your own furniture restoration business. Yeah, congratulations on that as well. Furniture restoration, yeah. That's interesting as well. Being able to restore furniture, because it's kind of like restoring old cars and stuff like that. You got to have a love for that, right? Am I right, Barry 82? You got to have really to get into that. It's not something to say, oh, okay, I want to be a furniture restorer, so I can make. That's something that you have to have in my opinion, at least the way I think about it, you have to be drawn to that. Yeah. But I love the fact that, that you do that, because sometimes I look at how, I look at some videos and I see people restoring this stuff broken down and all that, and they make it into a work of art, man. It's just, that's a skill and that's a gift, man. So yeah, congratulations on that. And you can make money off of it too. Hey, yeah, everybody needs furniture, right? Everybody needs a sofa. Everybody needs something. Yeah. So, springtime, guys. Oh yeah, here's another thing, guys, that I found in my research. During the springtime, you can get a lot of good deals on supplies, right? Because when it comes to home renovation, home maintenance, you are going to be coming out of pocket, right? To replace stuff, to fix stuff. That's, you're going to be paying for stuff, period. You're going to have some money in your pocket in order to do all this stuff. So, but the good thing about spring deals is that during the springtime, there are deals. Okay. There are deals, and you can get a lot of big discounts off a lot of stuff from the previous season that was left over, right? From the Christmas rush, whatever's left behind, the surplus supplies, a lot of them are discounted at that time, right after Christmas, and you can get a lot of good deals in your home improvement store or wherever you can find your supplies. So that's the good thing about it. If you want to save money during home improvement, springtime is one of the best times to do that because of the deals you get. Barry 82 says they need a weed eater. Yep. Weed eaters are I mean, they're priceless tools to have, man, right? Instead of calling somebody to cut your weeds, you can do it yourself. I did a video, by the way, on how to use a weed eater. So if you're not sure how to do that, guys, go and check that out. Just go through the catalog. You'll find it in there. I don't have everything yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah. Yeah. And a blower as well. Yep. To blow those leaves out. Blowers are good for the roof too. Like if you, and I talked about gutters, cleaning your gutters out of leaves on your roof, on your rain gutters. You can get your blower and blow them out as well. Okay. You don't always have to sweep them out. If you got a good blower, get up there. Like I said, if you're not afraid of getting on your roof, go ahead and blow those gutters out and clean them out real good. And, there you go. That's you'll be in good shape then. Then you won't spend all day trying to sweep out the gutter and all that stuff if you don't have to. Okay. Yeah, it never hurts to invest in some of these tools. It'll save you a lot of time. You just got to know how to use them, right? And how do you know how to use some of these tools? Well, you just go to Calibrate Tools and DIY, subscribe to the channel. I'll teach you how to use all this stuff. All right. Barry 82 says, my grandparents built this house and bought the land, so we are updating. Oh, great. That's what I'm talking about. We have no gutters. Okay. All right. I wonder. So the rain just falls straight down off the roof, I'm assuming, right? Reno said, I don't know the topic you guys are on. However, I have a question. What's your choice in white paint brands for repaint and color change on kitchen cabinets? White paint brands for repaint. Well, I just did let me see here. There is a brand I was doing a video on. Here's a brand here. I don't know if you guys see it. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Reno. That brand right there. And of course, they have this brand. I think it's very popular. That brand right there. Yeah. Sorry about the blurriness there. So I tend to see those brands a lot in the stores. I don't do a lot of painting myself. I do. Actually, I'm doing some now, but that's at the shop where we're painting a trailer, a welding trailer. By the way, guys, yeah, I also drive a mobile trailer that teaches welding all around the city. Yeah. Barry 82 says flat roofs suck. Yeah. I would imagine, there's no slope. I mean, that water's just going to sit there. Right? I get it. It's harder for the water to go off of there. Barry 82 says beer is nice. Yeah, I think it's a decent quality paint based on my experience. Once again, I don't paint all the time. I'm not a professional painter. But it's one of the better brands, I think, in terms of consistency and quality. So, yeah. Here I am, and they're not paying me to say that. I'm just, I'm just mentioning that. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other home improvement questions that I may be able to answer? Thank you to Waffle 2. Please, guys, hit the like button. Thanks to Waffle 2 for being my unofficial moderator there. Appreciate you. Please hit the like and share button, guys. That helps spread these videos all around YouTube, all around the internet, so we can get more visibility, and I can learn from you guys. You can learn from me. It's a symbiotic relationship here. It's not just about me just learning stuff, because I'm always learning. I learn from you guys. I'll never get to the point where I say I know everything, right? I know maybe this much about certain things, and I'm always looking for information from you guys, from wherever, and I will continue to do that because I'm dedicated to educating you guys on this. Yes. So anyway, guys, appreciate you coming on. I want to thank everybody that came in here and participated. Perry Girl Life Notes, the Waffle 2, Barry 82, Reno. Thank you guys for coming on here. Love you guys. Don't forget to check out calibrate.com. Check out some of the products we have there. And I want to say I love you. See you guys next time. Okay. Have a good one. Be safe. Be safe, guys.